Full Moon Hacksaw presents jazz music as a living art by preserving the past, promoting the present, and nurturing the future. Jazz is educational, energizing, multi-textured, and mind-broadening. Our music is a true art form, and it's presented live and spontaneously with Hacksaw Jazz, a rarity in the current entertainment scene. Hacksaw Jazz is one of the few radio shows in North America to offer full-time, undiluted jazz programming, acknowledging the heritage of this wonderful music while helping it live on through today's artists.
Border Radio and KAWC, that's Arizona Western College, did hold a music festival, virtually, just recently, and we had a guest shot on the program. We were asked to tell a little bit about jazz and blues and Full Moon Hacksaw, and that's exactly what it is, our love for jazz and blues and radio and digital. Our music includes Duke Ellington, Miles Davis, Thelonious Monk, John Coltrane, Ella Fitzgerald, Billie Holiday, Sarah Vaughan, Count Basie, Joe Williams, Charlie Parker, and Dizzy Gillespie. In the blues, from Muddy Waters to Howlin' Wolf. In our Latin jazz, from Tito Puente to Machito. The music of these masters, along with the artists of today, disciplined in that tradition. The keywords are Hacksaw Jazz, and we're also on a 24/7 radio stream on our own website, fullmoonhacksaw.com. Something to listen to live 24/7.
Yeah, so there's a great mix. There's a lot of thought that are put into those. Oh, hey, check it out. We got Tom with us. How are you doing, Tom?
I'm doing great.
Great.
How are you guys doing?
We are doing excellent. We've been, I've been taking notes about, people's studio setups, and I think you currently are in the lead for the best visible music collection.
Thank you.
Most CDs.
Yeah, awesome. So, Tom, for folks that don't know don't know Full Moon Hacksaw, can you tell them about the show?
Okay, it came out of a love for jazz and blues and radio, all mixed together. Quite a while ago, a few decades ago. And in those days, it was on commercial radio, and then it went to public radio, and then now it's on the digital platform. In about 2010, when all these radio streams and podcasts, social media, what have you, became popular, there seemed to be a demand for jazz and blues radio. And so somebody came to me. There was a blues festival down here in Bisbee, and they said, can you do a blues radio show for our station sponsored by the festival? This is in 2010. I said, sure. And this was down in Sierra Vista. So we got that going, and I got to thinking in form of syndication, sharing this with other radio stations. And I'd heard about RadioPhoenix.org, which is an online community station here in Phoenix. They were just getting going. They went on the air in 2008. And I thought, I wonder if I can put jazz and blues on this station. So I went to them and inquired, and they said, not only do we want you to do that, but we want your jazz and blues and your vinyl too. And I said, I'm in. So we put together a 2-hour week show, and that went on for a while on Radio Phoenix. And then the Sierra Vista opportunity had ended, and we were thinking about other stations to add. So the general manager, Kaja, at Radio Phoenix said, would you be interested in syndicating your show to other radio stations around the nation? I said, would I? So along came the Public Radio Exchange and the audio port from the Pacifica Radio Networks, and we took those 2 hours of jazz and blues and put it up. He said to me, I didn't know if I believed him, he said, people will start running the show. They will be interested because jazz and blues is a popular format on campus, community, college, NPR, public radio stations. I didn't believe him, and it started happening. And all of a sudden we were on in Bellingham, Washington. All of a sudden we were on in Nashville. All of a sudden we were on in Jackson, Mississippi, East Lansing, Michigan, and then came Yuma. I was looking for a radio station in Arizona to really get involved with that cared about music. And so I went to Steve a couple of years ago, Yuma Jazz Company, and I said, hey, I have this Arizona music show. I was working on a 3rd hour of this weekly show for just Arizona musicians. I said, what would you think of running this program about Arizona musicians? He said, would we? So along came some sponsorship from the Phoenix Federation of Musicians, and we put on a show called Radio 586 AZ Roots. and it now runs on Border Radio on Friday nights from 7 until 8 p.m. And then after that, Dave decided to run the Full Moon Hacksaw Show, the national show, on KAWC, as well as repeated on Border Radio on Sunday night. That's a long answer to a short question, fellas.
Well, no, it's an incredible story, and a lot of people don't. A lot of people are curious about how radio works, other than, push the button, turn the knob, whatever. But you've given us a great example about the story and the trajectory of a show that goes into syndication. So really want to thank you for taking a few minutes to let our listeners know a bit more about the show. We've got another great act that is lining up. Any further comments you might want to share regarding the program, or anything you'd just like to share with our listeners?
KAWC and Border Radio is a precious resource in Arizona. To my way of thinking, the research that I've done, there's more music on this non-commercial station than any other non-commercial station in the state of Arizona. This speaks volume for your commitment and your service to not only the people in Yuma, but all over the state. I had neglected to mention the Arizona Community Radio Network. So you're serving Flagstaff, you're serving Prescott, you're serving Kingman, you're serving the Verde Valley, you're serving Williams. This is huge. This is FM radio that goes all over the state, and it all begins because of concerned citizens who found potential and a way to do this. So I did want to mention the network and how grateful I am for that. But really, KAWC and Border Radio are my favorite radio stations in the entire state of Arizona, maybe even in the world. That is my opinion.
Well, what a shining endorsement! Wow, thank you so much. That is humbling, and I know that all of the team that put the station together, and it is truly a team, more of a family. But all of us that put this station together, that do our part, regardless of whether it's music or news or programming or support or membership or donor relations, we are all invested in this because we truly believe in what we're trying to accomplish. And kudos to our general manager, Dave Reek. He is a stellar leader, a wonderful guy to work with. And so he's had vision to create things, to build and to grow, and adding your shows to the schedule were excellent ideas on his part, and obviously with the help and influence of Steve Hennig. We're gonna invite. I'd like to thank you again for joining us, but we're going to invite Stan Clark to the stage.
Hey! Happy anniversary!
Well, thank you. It's a glorious day.